My name is Mo, and I have my friend and fellow engineer Ismail with me. And this time we are exploring something that we should have some experience with. It should be easier for
You.
us to
I
explore. Uh, no, I mean the domain itself. Maybe it's easier this time. So the plan is we want to build an app using Remix, which is a full stack React framework, which give you the ability to write front end and back end together in the same project. And it's a really nice way of building stuff. It might not be the best for everyone, but for me, I really like it. I already use it for a couple of projects. It's very fast and make it easy to handle a lot of stuff. And we're gonna explore some of these features while we are going. And this time it's gonna be easier. We're gonna build a web app. I think we decided to build like a to-do list. Sorry, no, it's a tracking timer, a timer app, right?
yeah. Is it
Yeah,
another
I should
stream
actually
or what?
I
Did you
should
join the
prepare
wrong
the
stream or
design.
what?
It's too late today. Yeah. So, what is Remix? So this is Remix. Remix is as we said, it's a full stack front end framework. I don't know if you heard about it before, Ismail.
Yeah, from you.
I talk
To be
about it
honest,
a lot,
you
right?
you don't stop talking about it. Yeah, you talk about it all the time.
Yeah. Not all the group like it. Some people have some comments and complaints about it. Yeah, so it's using React, which is something we do use on daily basis, me and Ismail, right?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, this is just an example of some of the code that you might want to write building an app. So we're gonna explore how to build the stuff, and we gonna go it as we go. So maybe it's better to just start building something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For
But just one question, because like when you talk about like a full stack framework for React, like the first thing that comes to my mind is Next.js, and I think everybody watching will think about Next.js. So can you summarize like very quickly what are the main differences between Remix and Next?
I would say it's very similar. I think they used a similar mechanism of building the apps. So it's like some people call them meta frameworks, where you build the content using a specific configuration or specific file names or location, and then this configuration is somehow transpiled or like rewritten again in a way that will build the app for you. So the output of the project at the end will be some static web files, HTML, JavaScript images. Then that's gonna be like a static files hosted somewhere, and JavaScript file where it will include all the server logic that gonna be deployed as function, what's called a serverless function, you know, somewhere, and then the logic to handle all of this in between. So it's like taking your code and make it easier to deploy in different components. And you don't have to deal with this. You don't think about that when you are building it. You just focus on what you want to build. And the one of the good things that they provide is that not like maybe Next.js, there's now a way for you to host Next.js in a like an open source kind of way, you know, outside Vercel. But for Remix, they do have multiple adapters, which give you the ability to host the website in different platforms. Even some
Can I do
like
it on
on
GitHub pages, something static as GitHub pages?
yeah, but not directly. So this is a full stack, which means you need a server.
Hmm.
So it's not meant for a static, but recently there's a way for doing this. But the starting idea, or like when they started building the project, they were focusing on a full stack kind of projects. So you can host it, for example, on Cloudflare or
Hmm.
serverless functions. You can host it on Netlify. You can host it in Vercel, of course. But
Hmm.
Next.js is a bit. closed, unless you use like Next.js alternative. So it's easier, you make use of the functionalities and features that Vercel provide you through their platform.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can even host this Remix as an Express app. So it's
Okay.
uh, yeah. So they actually try to market themselves now as what's called handler, like a request handler framework. So
Okay.
they sit in where the framework or the library you use is did have the request, and then they process the request and send the response back. And this is where Remix is, just in this part, nothing else.
And can I deploy to Lambda functions, for example, on AWS?
I think so. I'm not sure how to do that manually, but we can look later if you want to do something like this. But I
Yeah,
think
I know I have so many questions about Remix.
I mean,
Last question. I have one last question. So
yeah.
it uses server side rendering or server side generation or none of the above.
um, so they try to use server side render, but not the server component yet. So they use server side render as the first render, and then they do similar to what React will do, where they hydrate the UI, and then the React framework will kick in. But one of the benefits that you're gonna get is that if you build it in a way that it's meant to be built, your app actually can run without JavaScript, even JavaScript. So yes, rely on React, but on some cases you can actually run the app completely without JavaScript,
Okay,
and we can
nice.
try some of that while we go. So, do you have other questions? Maybe
No, no.
someone on the stream. If someone on the stream have any question, please send it to us, and then yeah, we're gonna try to answer if we can. Okay, so for the framework, we said we're gonna use Remix. For the UI, we will use this library. It's called ShadCN UI library, or it's a set of components that is built using Tailwind, and you can see it looks very nice. And just to make it easy for us to think about the functionality and not the UI itself, and the end results. This is my design. Sorry if it is not that good. We want to build this time tracker. So at the end, it's something like this, where you have a text field, and then you start a timer, and then at the end you stop it, and then it is added to the list where you have like a summary of everything. You can select a project, you can select a priority. Maybe there's a way to add a new project as well. We're gonna explore how to do that as we go.
Okay, so
You did have a
how do you
question?
plan to like start? Do you want to start from scratch or you have something prepared?
No, I do have something prepared just in case it didn't work out, but I think it's better to start from scratch. So let's jump into VS Code. We're gonna try to start a new project. 1 second, and then I will invite you so you can join me while we are doing that kind of stuff.
I hope it does work.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm closing this one. Okay.
Oh, the host has ended the current. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a new session. So another share here. So I sent you the link, and then I will share my screen. This time you should be able to join me, right? Okay,
Let me
cool.
see. Do you see me?
I'm waiting for you. I
All done. Okay,
think we
I'll
might need to
close
zoom
this.
in. Is this big enough for you guys to see the code? I hope so. Yeah, I see you have joined me. Um, cool. So the first thing, as per the documentation, is to. Sorry.
Can I write on your
Um,
terminal actually? Or
yes, if I give you the permission, I think you should be able to do that.
rm-rf.
So we start by creating a new Remix project. We gonna call it Remix tasks or like timer tracker, Remix tracker. Okay. No, I keep it read only. I don't trust you now to have right permissions.
I will do first thing I will do rm dot dash dash rf.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool.
okay.
So we're gonna initialize a new repository, get a repository, use npm. It's now installing the dependencies.
But it's actually nice. Like to be honest, this is the first time I use this feature in VS Code, and it's really nice because regardless of the screen you are sharing, I actually see this in the terminal, and it's really
Yeah.
good.
Yes. So we have some comments. Ah, okay. So it's good. The zoom level is good. Okay. So now we are waiting for the dependencies to get installed. I think we might need to start again. I'm not sure if this will work. Let me try to open the folder here. Yeah,
Oh, it's ended.
as I expected. Yeah,
I was just saying it's a good feature. Now it.
it is a good feature,
Why
but
Microsoft?
opening a new project means you have to restart the editor. Okay, join again, and I will kick the npm install again.
Did it work? Hmm, yeah, all done. You can now close this tab. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So while it's installing the dependencies, we can have a look on at the folder structure very quickly. So the main folder we're gonna deal with is the app, which contains some predefined files like root and entry for client and server, and then a routes folder where we're gonna put all our files. And Remix rely on file structure, like file names, to generate routes for you. You can opt out and create your own configuration if you want to. We're gonna use that for now. And the project, of course, uses TypeScript. And if we want to run it, so npm run dev. And yeah, and now we could open this. I will open it inside a browser here, so it's easier for us to share it with you. Okay, now you see we have project. This is
I
the code.
cannot see this browser. Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, but you can visit. You can visit the. Yeah, this is also one of the nice features. I'm gonna show you this. You're gonna like it. So there's ports where I can forward the port, not just for you, but for anyone on the internet. Actually, so I can do this. It's like built in ng rock, so I can make the visibility public. And now if you want to visit it, so this is the link. I will just copy the link for you. If I send it to you over chat, you can open that link, which is connected directly to my local host.
Wow.
Yeah, for anyone, maybe we can share that um, if you want to test the app while we are building, visit this URL. Okay, I send that on the chat. So if you want to follow with us on what we are doing, you just open that link, and I think it should also reload automatically. I'm not sure. Let's see. Do you have it open? Oh, I lost Ismail. Let's wait for him. So, do you have any questions so far?
Yeah.
Did you close the browser by mistake?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's because of your tab that I wanted.
Yeah. So, I think we can increase the height of the window a bit to fill in the space. That's gonna be nice. Yeah, cool. So what's happening so far? So we have this app which have some content in it, and we said that I feel like you have a question, Ismail.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, is this just the actual default start page? Like, this is the default project for Remix? It looks very poor, like, compared to other projects.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry
Minimalist.
if
Minimalist approach.
yeah disappointed you, but yeah, this is
Hmm.
the thing. Okay.
So here I see export const meta. Is this like the meta description and title like of the
Yes.
HTML, right? Hmm.
Exactly. So each route should have its own metadata. It's like injecting some stuff to the parent HTML, and you do it similar to what you see here. So they depend on the exports. You need to have a default export, which is like a React function or like a React component. This React component will be rendered as the front end part of the route, and then for the meta function or maybe for how to give data to the route, we're gonna explore later how to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So you see now we can actually remove all of this if you want. So we're gonna remove all of this, and it's already empty here. And let's see how can we build that UI. So as I said before, we're gonna use like a UI library called ChatCN, and I think it's we need to install it. So I will read the docs like installation part and apply it with you. So they have a
Cool.
very nice guide how to install it. Unfortunately, um, yeah, it's not there
But
yet. But I mean, I'm not sharing it. I will just do it live. Okay.
okay, yeah.
So let's do. So the first thing is that we run the chatcn init command, and then it will ask us some questions. What's happening?
You need Tailwind. It says Tailwind CSS is not installed.
So it should come next. Maybe we should start with that. Okay.
Do you need to install Tailwind as
Yeah.
global?
So
Oh,
I do have this. So this was part of the steps. It should come next, but we can reverse the order. So we're gonna start with installing the Tailwind. Okay, let's try again the init command. That's a bit weird. That's not a good start. Yeah, I did run it before, and it did run fine. I'm not sure
so now you
why
did
this
add
is happening.
actually the. So I see. I don't see Tailwind in the dependencies. Did you install it, or you need to
Maybe the
install it
MBX,
globally?
maybe the MBX cache is the problem. So let's clear the cache of MPX. Try again. Yeah.
And of course you can use Yarn with the. with Remix it. It's not only npm. Oh, is it the Node.js version?
Can we use yarn here? No.
Oh, no.
So we can install it. Install the library locally here, and
This is
then it should be installed like a dependency. But let's go with this for now, and then we can use yarn here. Actually, maybe like this. Let's hope that this time it works. It's complaining about the Node.js, maybe? No.
yeah. You said that you run it, so that's why I didn't suggest to use. Are you sure it's on the same? Shit.
Let me see. Maybe we need. I think. Okay. I think I got the problem. So we need to initialize Tailwind again, also, not just install it.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if we try again.
It's not written in their documentation. They say just run sheds
Yeah.
cn UI
Yeah.
latest.
But now it works. So we're gonna use TypeScript. We're gonna use the default theme. Late. For the global style, it's gonna be like tailwind.css. This is part of the Remix configuration. So Remix have um, default like native support for Tailwind. You don't have to add a lot. It have it in a configuration. So the
Mhm.
expected path gonna be app/tailwind.css. This is gonna be our Tailwind app. For CSS colors, they say we should use it. We're gonna leave it empty. We're gonna use the default configuration. And here for the component folder, we're gonna use tilde instead of at. Components. And here at lib/utils, right? Lib/utils, yeah. And we are not using React Server components. And that's it.
Why? Why not use React Server component?
Mm,
I mean, if it's Next.js, for example, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now what happens is that we're gonna have like a folder called components. We're gonna have a utility file here that is going to be used by the library. It's actually in the library, but one of the best things why I also gonna try to use that library is that it actually download it does download the component to your local files, and then you can modify it if you want. So there's like no library per se, but more of copying some
So
components from
there's
their
no MP,
implementation.
there's no dependency, like there's no package. I just download
Exactly.
files. Mm. So
Yes, to your files
but if they
directly.
do an update, how can I update my own component?
I deleted and re-added again.
Okay,
Don't know.
very
Okay.
efficient.
Yeah. Advanced. Okay, so this
This
is the
is the
first
new
part.
way. Like,
So we still do need to do some stuff. So for the twin configuration, no, we actually need to create a file called post.cs, post.config.js. This is part of Tailwind configuration, and we do it like this. And then for Remix itself, we need to change some configuration here in order to support Tailwind. We need to add these configurations, and then in the root file, we need to include the JavaScript, the CSS file from Tailwind, the generated CSS file. So if we go to root here, this is like the root component that render everything. You can see also there's like a special function called links, which will be used to add different links to the header of the page. And we need to change this to include the Tailwind file. Um, Sorry, did I copy the correct one?
I think you copied the same thing you are pasting.
No, is it? No, it wasn't the same. So now we
Sorry.
import the Tailwind here, and then we include that as part of the styles.
But this is
And
configuration for Tailwind itself. It's not related to Shed CN, right?
yes, exactly. But ChatCN is relying on Tailwind. That's why we need to
Mm-hmm.
continue the configuration for Tailwind first. Okay, now if we want to add a component, for example, if we want to add the button component um, from ChatCN, we do this, mbx ChatCN UI at latest add button. And what this will do, it will download the button and put it inside the folder that we configured it to do.
Can I just extend the button? Like,
Yeah. So
I'm
you
not
can
sure.
open the
Like,
button here.
it feels a little bit weird to edit like the library itself or the component itself. So
This is the button.
it's nice but weird in the same time. Like, not how one
You
uses.
know, I know.
Yeah, it feels
This
like
is
this
just
is
for
code
us.
that one of my colleagues wrote, and like, yeah, but like, yeah,
So that I choose it just to avoid writing a lot of UI styling while we're building the project.
yeah. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So let's add the button. So we're gonna use
Okay.
the button, and let's run the project again. I'm lazy at writing. And we visit. Yeah, you see, here's the button. Nice,
Oh,
simple button. Not too
and the
much,
link is
but
still working.
that's a start.
I
Yeah,
saw it now on the URL you give.
yeah. So what's next for us? Maybe one thing I can do is I can save that design, um, like export it 1 second, so you can see what we want to build without, yeah, need to switch too many times. So if
Okay.
I save this here, and then it should work, yeah. Yes, you see now you can see
Nice.
the design. This is the design, right? So we have the design. We want to
We
add
have the
some
button
headers,
already.
do some stuff. Yeah.
We have the
Maybe not
start
with the
button. Like,
icon.
we started with the start button,
Yeah.
and they have icons, by the way. Like, I didn't.
Um, I think so. I think so.
Because you
But
are using that. Like, you are using it's their component. So how do you add icon? Like, you download icon also, or
okay, for me, when I want to add an icon, I visit this website. Like I go for like, how can I add a new page here?
I cannot add new tab?
Yeah.
Ah.
Um, so I use what's called,
I mean, why if they have icons, why not use them? Like, it's
sorry, hero icons. They don't have icons,
okay.
but I use this website, beautiful handcrafted SVG icons by the maker of Tailwind, and then maybe we want the play button, and then I can copy that as SVG or just GSX, and then I put it inside here. Okay, I think copy doesn't work from this browser. Let me do it from a different window.
Cheating.
So I copied the content, and now I just put the SVG. I know this is not the best to include the SVG inside React component, but yeah, you see, we have the icon.
No, why? It's totally correct way. Why it's not the correct way? But you need to add it like
Some
in a separate component or something if you want to reuse it. But it's
Yeah,
totally
some people
fine to
say
use it.
that this is like adding render. It makes React to render the SVG as component and then track the render and diff it every time. So it's like introducing some functionality, extra functionality that React should or can avoid if you just import this as an image in an image
Hmm.
tag,
Yeah, yeah.
especially if it's like a complex SVG. This it's easy, but if it's a complex SVG, I think it's better not to include it in the React like this. It's better to save it as a SVG file and just add it as
But because
a
like there are
src
no
to the
thing,
image.
there are not, there's nothing to diff actually. Like if the component doesn't contain any props or so, what's diffing? Like it's not diffing.
Yeah, but it's part of the virtual DOM. It can be part of the virtual DOM, right?
Yeah. So
So it's yeah.
if it's an
This
image,
is
it's
easy,
anyway. Well, okay.
but we don't have to. So we do have the button here. I should just show you. I showed you how to add the component, but let's add some stuff. So we want to have a text field, and then maybe something that can demonstrate us sending some content to the backend and then receiving the response and show it on the UI.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, we can add a text like an input here with the type text, type something, and then click me. Yeah, that should work. So how are we gonna do it? We use the old form component, um, and we're gonna need to make the method as post. We don't have to specify the action, and I will tell you what's gonna happen by default, and we're gonna include everything inside. This button we have a type submit, so it submit the form automatically. And now we have a like a form that doesn't have a lot, just some text field to add some stuff into, and then a button to press. And we use the form to submit it. And by default, if you have a form inside the React component like this, the post will be directed to the same route. So by default, it will submit to the same route that we are in right now. And if you want to
And and the route is
receive
actually
the
the
data,
file name, right?
correct. This file, which is underscore index, which is just index in a regular
Hmm.
HTML files. Um, so we need to export something called action. It's a specific name, so it has to be action. It has to be action, and this this function can receive some parameters, and you can get the TypeScript definition for them using something called action function args, and inside it there's some stuff for some of like one of them is the request, which is what we need right now. So the
Hmm.
request is the request that have been submitted by the form using a post or anything actually except for get. So we can get the data out of it using like we can get the form using something called a request dot what's it called form data, but this is async function, so we have to wait for it. This will give us the form data. So usually it's a URL encoded data, but we can deal with stuff like we actually forget to give the input a name. So let's give it a name for like maybe message. So it should be received inside the form as message, and we can read it using get message exactly. And of course, get message, the form support two different types. It can give you a file or it can give you a string. So we can just add two strings, so we are sure that it will be a string or null, only string or null. And maybe we can console log it, just log the message. And of course, this should happen on the server, right? So we
Yeah.
submit a message here. Where's here? Okay, boom. Method not allowed.
Why?
You post a request to this, didn't provide an action, but we did provide an action.
It says for root, but this is not root. This is index.
It should work as well. Okay, let me restart the server. Okay. You made a post request to the root, but didn't provide an action for the route. So there is no way to handle it.
I saw there is a file called root. Is this different from?
Yeah, so we are index now. So this should work. Unless that the files, the cache, maybe
Is it action
somehow.
or actions?
No, it's action. Let me double check, but I'm sure it's action. It's in the homepage. If you open Remix homepage, yeah, it's an action, async function action. So we are correct. So the problem now is it doesn't see this action. I would expect that somehow we need to clear the build folder. Let me check the commands here. I don't think there's like a clear cache, but I will just delete this cache. Maybe this might help. Starting again. So it did try actually to submit it. I hope this is not related to this browser. Okay, we're trying
No,
to use.
I'm trying. I'm trying on my on the link you provided, and it's not working as well.
You must make the post request to slash. You made a post request to slash, but you didn't provide an action, which is, as I understand, you don't have to create like an add an action. Okay, let's debug this quickly. If someone in the on the live stream know anything, let us know. We exported it, right? Export const and action.
In the does it? It say export async function.
It's the
Yeah,
same.
it's the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
So
What?
nice.
This is the demo
This,
effect.
yeah, exactly. Okay, we need to debug. Okay, if you debug that on your side, do you have the request like in the network tab? You see the request going correctly to the network to the correct route and everything?
1 second. Let me try. Refresh. I still see methods not allowed.
So people, some. Okay, because it's shared, so people doing. Yeah, it's you trying to post here, and it's a 405.
Yeah, request header method is post, and it's trying to
Mhm.
post to the URL, payload, the file, the message,
I hope this is not
review
just. We need
response,
to make it like post, capital post. This is weird.
Remix.JS 405 error.
Do you
Submit
think it's
form
because we
error.
didn't maybe we didn't return anything? So it's not the return. Um, okay, I will try to use a sub route, like a new route. We're gonna call it
Do
like
you need a
extractor.
special element? Like it's a form, right? A JavaScript form, not a form element from Remix
Yeah,
or something, right?
yeah,
Sorry, HTML form. No.
that should work. And for the loader, if we want to also like try the loader, usually do like a loader, which is also another async function that you can build, and then you return whatever you want to return. For example, something like this. And if you want to get the content of the loader, you use a special hook, which is called use route use loader sorry loader data. And if you want it to be typed, you give the type of the function that is above, and that give you like message here. And you can give this like put this message, maybe we put it as a default value to the editor here. And if we check the app, you see it's now defaulting to hello world, which means it does actually work. Actually, it does work now.
Yeah.
When we added the loader, it does work. So, you know why? I actually know why now. You know, when you have a route that doesn't have, there's a special request that the browser do before the post, which is what the name?
Uh, Pre-flight
Yeah, something like
option.
this. Exactly. It's option. Yeah, option. So because we didn't have a loader, it didn't work because it didn't actually try to call the action
But
because the
they don't say
pre-flight failed.
anywhere that you need a loader.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
added
Anyway,
this. If you see, I added the action question mark index.
yeah,
I was
you
trying
didn't need
something.
to. Yeah, let's try again without it. So I think this is just because of the pre-flight. So we put anything, we clear the log here, press something, yeah, and we have the
Mhm.
message. Okay, so
Strange.
yeah,
But it's
okay, we
strange
figured
because
it out.
they don't say this in the docs.
Mm.
And some people say like you need to import form from Remix, which is
No,
strange
so
also.
I'm gonna show you. Yeah, you can, but it's not needed. This is something else. Anyway, we covered two things now. So we covered how can you get the data from your loader, which is your this is the server side code. So this is running on the server, and on this part you can, for example, build a database or connect something to the like do a remote query somewhere, calculate something, and then send it back to the front end. And the front end can use loader data to get the data without calling a specific API. So you don't have to build an API and then build a client to connect to it. You just use the loader. Okay, now we have this setup. Yeah, Muhammad Sharif like that we had an issue and then we fixed it. Yeah, but it's not nice when you are in our shoes.
Yeah. You should have seen the videos with Kotlin. We were both like completely out of our league.
Mm.
We were stuck for half an hour just to import one library.
I think it's still hunting us. That's why it didn't
Yeah.
work. Okay, so now we have the four. What can we do? Should we integrate a database and build a client to connect to it and build some stuff, or should we still focus on the front end?
No, I think you should build the front end.
Yeah, why you can't join me? You already have the edit functionality, so let's do it. So we need
Yeah.
the header, and then we need a body. So if you can do this, let's forget about this form for now. So we need a header, maybe a header one. We call it remix tracker,
What
and
is the
then
design?
for them, I can give you a link to the design if you want. Um, and for yeah, so we need the copy. I will just copy the content from the design, and we need to edit here, and that should look like this. Doesn't work because Remix do a reset to the CSS. So it's like a good standard. So you need actually to use the correct class in this case. So we do have um, okay. So for typography, do you think we need to include
What
anything?
happened?
Nothing,
Sorry, I
right?
didn't see. What happened? What happened to the CSS?
Ah, nothing. I mean, this is H1, but it doesn't look like H1, and this is because Remix by default will reset the styles for you. So you have to write.
Ah,
I mean, this is the standard way of doing it. So H1 doesn't mean it should be big. It's just H1, and then you style
okay.
it. So this should be like style. I already have the um, extension, so we can maybe make this like 2XL and maybe font weight like bold. So it does look like this, yeah. And then we also, um, I think this should be okay in this font, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we do need a container in case we want this to be a bit responsive. So they have a container and then container 2XL. Sorry, max size, max width 2XL. This will make it responsive like this automatically. And then, okay. Do you have
That's right.
autocomplete on your side?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. So we just write. Ah, okay. Fine.
You
Mm,
just write text and then what do you want? So this is like medium. Um,
yeah, I was never able to memorize all the classes till when. So
you don't have to.
yeah,
Okay, so we have the header and we have the subtitle or like the title and subtitle. Let's add some padding maybe around the container. So we can give it like y, um, it's called padding y, maybe,
py. Oh yeah, py.
yeah, 3. Okay, that's good. Now we want to add the input. So let's see if ShadCN, it should have a text input, a nice one. Yeah, it have an input component.
Yeah, I added the padded margin top. Yeah.
So I will add the input component from ShadCN. I will create that in a different tab here. Yeah. And now we can switch this input with the new input coming from ShadCN. It should look better now. Nice. Um, and maybe add some style for the class. So maybe margin top
Do they
something like
have like
2.
some kind of input group or something, or they leave it to you like to create the flex and
Yes.
stuff, right? It's not like
Yes. No, it's for you. Yeah, exactly. We can do this like a flex layout. So we have the button next to the text field. Um, yeah, and then add a gap in between. Now it looks nice. And
But why I see the button
what?
in the design, the button looks. No, 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 it's okay.
So we need also a timer that is like that will count the time. So um, it looks like a text input because it actually should work as also as text input. So we're gonna use a text input, and we're gonna call it timer. And okay, let's remove the default value for now, and the placeholder will be like this. So yeah, we should give this different flex. Um, this should have flex one, and this should have what gonna be a flex zero. All right, so only shrink, maybe shrink zero. It's the opposite. Grow zero. Grow. No. Should be- I'm very bad at this. I don't know what I'm doing. So
Sorry.
I yeah, maybe you can help me. So I want this text input to only get what it needs and doesn't expand more than that.
I think you need to add flex grow on the first one, not the.
So this one should be shrink. So shrink zero makes shrink, yeah. No.
Oops.
I think this is because the default component here does have flex value by default.
Full width.
Does it have full width?
I just.
Yeah, width full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
width full.
So this is wrong. So yeah, we need to override
Maybe you
that. So
can
it should
wrap
be
it inside a div.
no. We just give it width auto. Okay, now it does work. Um, maybe it have a minimum width. So let's again open this component. This is why it's nice because we can open it. So we did find this width full. I think there's somewhere minimum. No. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So we have the message. This is
Oh,
gonna
the
be
focus is from them, from the library.
yeah. It's
Oh,
a board focus.
it looks strange.
Yeah, but accessible.
Yeah, yeah. It looks okay on the button, but on the. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
There's a way to override that, but we
No,
don't
no,
have
no.
to care about
Keep
it
it.
now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call this component as this input name at sorry task, and we don't need to return anything now. So we're gonna remove this, and the default value is empty.
And for the timer, you need like a way to add time, right? Not just.
What do you mean?
But it's not an issue. Like, I mean, like if when you want to add time, I think this requires a specific. If you start typing now
Type.
all the zeros, you can type whatever you want, like
Maybe we use a nice
time. Yeah.
one like this, but then the time,
Oh,
yeah, it's time picker. No, let's keep it text, and then we gonna deal with it. We're gonna see how can we.
but this time picker was the built-in from Chrome, right, or from the browser?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so we have the four. We need one last thing, which is two combo boxes for choosing the project and the priority. Let's find the drop down menu. No, not a drop down menu. We need
What do you, what these drop
select
downs
all
do?
selects.
They are filters, like, or what?
It's gonna like tags because you want to track your work on different projects, right? So you can choose which project you are working on right now, which priority, and then you start the timer.
And the field, the big input field, is to add a new one.
This is what write down what you do in that project. So I'm trying to copy some functionality from Toggle JS,
Ah,
Toggle.
okay, okay.
So we have now the new component, select component, and we can edit in a new line. And because the
Below
form is
them.
flex, I think, yeah, we need to put this inside a specific dedicated div, like a container here. And then on the next line, we add the two selects. Let's give them div as well. So the first one gonna be a select component, and the name gonna be, oh my god, I like it. You see, this is, I don't know if you can see the autocomplete here um, from
What?
Copilot.
Why? Why? It suggested a width, full width.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but it does work. It does work. And another
yes.
select for the category. Actually, it's priority, and should give us some priorities.
Ah, nice.
How, how does it look now? There's a problem. Okay, we need to just restart the server. So we had almost like an hour. We like 5 more minutes, and we complete an hour. Okay, didn't work. Why?
Why? Is it the select? Are you sure the select is correct?
Do you also see the same problem in your side?
Yeah, there is. It's not option. It's called select value. Select
Okay.
trigger and select content. So you need to look at the example.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It was
that was
it was
my fault.
sorry, Copilot, but do not say this in front of Shaban because he likes
Yeah.
Copilot.
Okay.
So the trigger is the thing
Trigger.
you click on, right?
Yeah, and then select content,
Yeah. And in the
and then
content, you
we
have
use
select item.
with a value. That should be that should work, right? Let's put all of it one time. Import this one, and then add the trigger for the next one. This one is priority.
Oh,
Is it
I see.
select? It is select, right? Okay, select. Let's double check that I imported the correct one. I think this might be a problem. The JavaScript error here might be a problem. So I'm just remove this with data. Remove this completely. Actually, yeah,
Ah, yeah,
and now we have it.
nice.
Okay, let's
But you need
yeah,
flex
flex it,
container.
flex it, and give it a gap of 2. Should looks nice.
I like new CSS is like just flex everything.
Yeah, but there's a problem now. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was just loading. Nice. So we have a nice form that include all the content fields, and Um, Now, maybe we can add a small functionality.
Yeah, you need. I think you need, at this point you need something to like grab the get the old projects or just to build the table, right below.
Yeah, we can keep this to the end. I want to target, like, work on the complex part, which is, okay, let's think about it. We want
You
this
want to track?
website.
It's just. Hmm.
So there's like two things. I want to be able to, once I write something here and then I click start, I will get a dedicated URL just for this task. Or maybe no, maybe it's just a session. Okay. Uh, okay. Again, I will write something I'm working on. I click start. It will start counting the time directly. Okay. This is easy, and we can do this on the client side. No problem. But I also want that if we refresh the page, it will continue doing this as if nothing happened. And in order to do this, of course, we need this to be running live. So this is going to be client side functionality, right?
Yeah,
But at the same time, when we refresh the page, we want to make sure that the client side actually start from the same time. So it also continue showing the timer as if it didn't close before.
and does it
Okay.
does it advance or just continue?
It's a
Like
timer. It only stop
yeah,
when I
if
click it, stop.
no, you started and then you closed the tab and then you reopened it. After 1 hour, should you see 1 hour has passed or
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
continue? Ah,
No,
okay.
no. It should see 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah,
And we don't have to think about back end right now. We gonna save it in the memory, in this the memory of the function
yeah, yeah.
here, just for
But
now.
basically, you can just save the start time, like, and that's it. You don't need anything else.
Okay, that's why I think it's better to start it from the client side.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Local
in
storage.
order to, huh?
I'm just kidding. I was just saying local storage, like you
Local storage,
can.
yeah. So we need we need a timer, which means a user effect, right?
Yeah,
We have to use a user effect,
use
unfortunately.
layout effect.
Really? I mean,
No, we can try it if you.
okay, so
No, we use effect. It's
yeah, we need first like a state. Is the timer running or not? Timer is running, and it default to false. And then the button, on click of the button, it will set the timer running to the opposite. Maybe also work on this string here. Yeah.
nice.
So now we have a toggle button that start and stop. Come on.
Why
Ah. Okay. Maybe we do have the same problem again, but
is it?
I think
Because
the
you removed
problem,
the loader,
because
or
it's a
you still
button.
have?
Okay. Okay. So
So it's
sorry,
submitting now.
I'm not using a timer. So let's let's actually don't think about it like this, and we gonna think about it in a different way. Um, because I don't want to use that state. Okay, let's avoid using a state as much as we can. I think I already told you this, but I forgot about that. And we gonna use the URL as a state.
Okay.
So it will, of course, it will match the backend, but the URL will save the local state. So we have a form that we submit, and for this button, I think we can add an action, not an action. Maybe add it as like a hidden field status. It will be stop. So the default is a stop. So if we submit the form and the value is a stop, we tell the form that, or the application that we want to start the timer, right? And in that case, we receive the form here where we have the status. Yeah. And then if the status is stop, we redirect um, with the status to start. Else,
Okay.
we redirect again to stop. Um, how can we read that from the URL? We can use the search use search param hook, which give us the search and also give us the ability to write to it. But for now, just read it. And
Just read it.
yeah, so the state gonna be, the state is gonna be this one. And then we could also, maybe just to show that it does work, we can bring this again to depend on the state. So if it's a stop, it will show start.
And the
And if
value
it's
also, like the value here should be the state, right?
the value here.
Or the hidden, yeah.
Um,
But it should default to stop.
okay. Another thought.
What?
No, let's keep it for now. I mean, we can also read the URL from the backend. Do we need to save it here as like an input? If we can actually read it from there. So instead of reading it from the form, we can read it from a different one, which is the URL. So we can say const URL gonna be URL from the request URL, and then we can read the status. Come on. The search parameter status. So we have the status even without submitting a form. Okay, so let's just think about it now. So we have a button that submit form, and the URL have the state. The default is no and no state, which mean it's a stop, right? No, it means it's running, which is wrong. So we can add, maybe if there's no status, it means it's a stop. We start, else we stop. Okay.
One sec.
I mean, let's go ahead.
No, no, go. Test. It's a bit counterintuitive. Counter.
Yeah.
The logic is a bit strange, but okay.
Do we
Again.
have this problem again? Why? Come on. Is it because we are not returning anything? Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
So Ahmed Birmawi is saying that like it's supposed to start. It says the default button on the page is stop. Is it supposed to be start?
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
fix
we
this
removed
first.
this, but then now we have another issue. Like
we did fix this when we
I did
returned.
fix this,
Like,
but then you removed my fix.
no, we tried it afterwards and it didn't work.
It seems that
Is it your fix that fixed it?
I'm not sure. It's a very strange thing because yeah.
Okay, let's try your fix. So the
Add
form you
action to
added
the form. Action.
like
No,
this.
no. 1 second. Let me write it. Why I'm yeah. I'm here. Let me write my fix.
Was it
I'm not
underscore or
sure.
is it just index? It was
Just
underscore,
index.
I think.
No index. If it doesn't work, I will.
It did work. It did work. So you see,
Oh,
it's a stop
I'm
now.
I'm I'm a remix expert.
Okay, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Doesn't make
So
any
something's
sense, to
wrong.
be honest. Yeah, something's wrong.
Okay, so we said if the state is a stop, we say start. Else we say stop. And here,
What is the
if
default
we
status?
volt is stop.
By it should, if it's if it's stopped, it should be stopped and start. It's stopped and started. So if it is stopped, then it should start. You know, if it's stopped,
Hmm?
the status is stopped. Like not
Where's the
stopped,
button?
stopped.
If it is.
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
just as grammatically, like instead of stop, just say stopped. Double PD,
Okay.
just to understand what's happening. Like if it's stopped, what I don't understand is what's happening in the action. Like here's the status.
Okay, let me
Actually,
first.
yeah, when you start, actually, like here, if you see my, if you see,
Yeah.
yeah, here, when you get the status, when you start at the home slash only, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So it default, it should default, it should default to stopped,
Hmm.
right? So here, if is stopped, or 1 second, or no status,
No,
right?
I already. Okay, I did it like this. So in top here,
Ah,
we try to
okay.
get the status or stopped. So the default now is a stopped. Okay, which means it should
I'm trying to
show
delete what
stop.
you're doing. By the way, where is it? Where did you edit? I didn't see your update actually.
I did a small update there. Is now. What did you change? Here, I
I
did
see.
it
I
here.
see. Sorry. It should be do it double like this.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
This is clean
Yeah,
code,
yeah.
by the. I don't
This mean
want to
also we
go
don't have
into clean code, but this is clean code. Just
we don't also have to we don't have to do the condition other condition here. So the default is stopped, and if we submit, it's changed to start. If not, it's changed to stopped.
okay.
And here the status. If the status is stopped, we say start. Else, we say stop. Right. So now
Yeah.
we have doesn't
I
change
in
again.
that doesn't change.
So if just to confirm that at least this is working. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
problem is that it doesn't
Yeah,
does
because you are
update in one direction.
redirecting.
Hmm?
Stop.
Are we redirecting correctly?
So if it's stopped, it redirect to start. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
But if it's already start and I click, it's still
I hope you
doesn't
guys
make
you
it.
are enjoying it. Ah.
You need
Okay.
to maybe use effect. No, we don't need to use effect. This is was the whole idea about remix. We don't use
Yeah.
effect.
We don't want to use it. So just debugging it.
It's
Now it's a
it's
start.
me.
It should be stopped. It get a post and then it updates, but it doesn't follow redirection. So the problem is it doesn't follow redirection. Okay. I will just change this form to the new form from React from Remix to see if this would help us to solve this redirection problem. Um, okay, spam.
Yeah.
Um, so the redirection doesn't. Doesn't work.
Is it because of my clean code addition, the dual?
No, we do go inside here, and we should return a start. Ah, it actually return a start. That's
Yeah, but when you are at start, it should return stopped. The other way around, the else doesn't work. Can you console the status before, like before stop? Just yeah.
so. I'm gonna remove this. Okay, so I add it.
Mhm.
Now it's stopped, and then it's a
Okay.
start. Now next
Yeah.
time it is actually okay. I know the problem. Sorry. No, I don't. I thought we used the input again. I forgot about the input, but we are not using it.
But you are not
So
passing the state.
I
We
know.
are
You know why? Because of this.
okay. Remove it.
Yeah, but it doesn't work when you remove it.
I'm starting to love remix.
Yeah, it does work now. You see?
Yeah, yeah. Because like with I told you like if yeah, but at the beginning I told you like let's use the form. So the form itself fixes the issue with the
Yeah.
missing. But nice, yeah.
Now we have it without using a local state, which is what I want.
And this is the way with React. Don't use effect. Avoid using use effect. Be like what was his
yeah.
name? Dan. Follow the teaching of Dan Abramov and don't use effect.
Okay. We do have the timer. I think this is a good stop. So I don't know,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
if you
A good
enjoy
start, not
enjoy,
good
enjoy
stop.
this. Yeah, good start and a nice stop right now. So
Yeah.
we're gonna stop at this. Next time we're gonna deal with the actual database
But
to build the
to be honest,
some
like
data.
yeah, I have this like the thing about the form not the normal HTML form not working with React with Remix is a bit strange. Like in their own if you go to the home page, if we try their example, will it work?
Yeah, it has a loader.
Their example has a loader.
Yeah,
Okay, so can you remove now the loader and see if it will work?
I don't think it will work.
Yeah,
It does work.
it doesn't make sense to have. Why should I have a loader when I don't use it? Or was
Let's
it
try again. Maybe the cache.
now?
It does work. Yeah,
You
it does
see,
work.
so
I
it's
don't
an
like
issue.
the jump
So it's an
here.
issue with the
It-
HTML. What jump?
The
With the
start and
name?
stop. Let's fix this before we go. Um, Maybe give it a minimum width. I don't know how much is enough. This
11.
is this is not enough.
Oh, where is the icon?
Yeah, it takes some time to build. My machine is a bit slow because of the streaming. Yeah. So for whoever watching us right now, yeah, we're just finishing. I don't think we want to continue more than that. It's gonna be more than an hour. Actually, oh, it's actually 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not jumping, but it's too
No, it's it's
big.
jumping inside now.
Inside.
But
Yeah.
it's not that big deal. Like I can live with it for now. So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, we're gonna stop at this. Um, we're gonna do this every Tuesday at the same time. Let us know if this is a good time for you. If you would like us to change it, I think we are a bit flexible, but I think it's a good time. We finish early, so you have time to do still have time to do anything else. Anyway, if you have any questions so far, let us know. We will try to host that code somewhere in a GitHub repo or anything. But when we have like something actually that works and have some value,
We
so
have a changing
not
button. This is good stuff.
yeah
Changing button
in
without use
one
state, without use
yeah
effect. So nice.
yes cool. Okay, guys, see you next week.
See you.
Bye.